Ruben Amorim is the new United manager, and now that he has done his first training session and international break is coming to an end, he will be taking charge of his first United game against Ipswich this weekend. So what better time to talk about him than now? Will he finally break the cycle of failed managers at United, or will United finally have a manager that can seriously challenge for trophies since Sir Alex Ferguson left? Well, today we look into that.
We're not here just to take part, we're here to take over.
So, Erik ten Hag is finally gone, and for a lot of United fans, this is amazing news. And I don't blame them, because even though the man won 2 trophies in his 2 years at Manchester United, overall he's been a failure. And I'm not gonna lie, it's very hard to know what or when it went wrong. The main thing though, in my opinion, was his tactics. Yes, Erik ten Hag's United was good at times, but even then, when United were performing well, there was still a lack of identity and style of play. And this is the main reason why I think the fans that compare him to Arteta are ignorant. While yes, ten Hag won more trophies for United in a shorter period in time than Arteta has done for Arsenal, but the difference is that you could see Arteta's vision from day one. Even in 2020 when Arsenal were in turmoil, you could see that the style of play that Arteta wanted to play, and he stuck to it, which is the opposite of what ten Hag did at United. While yes, I do agree that he had some success like winning the FA and Carabao Cups and starting the rise of Kobe Mainoo, but overall ten Hag's time at Manchester United was disastrous. I mean, if rival fans are sad that you're leaving, that's how you know you've been garbage, bro. And now that we talked about Erik ten Hag a little bit, let's get into the man that this video is about. Ruben Amorim, or as the Portuguese will say, Amorim. And before I get into how he might transform United, I want to talk about his legacy at Sporting, because for Sporting, this man is a club legend. And the fact that he's a Benfica fan and ended up becoming a Sporting legend lets you know how great of a manager he was at the club. He's a man who brought Sporting back to the top of Portuguese football. He turned Sporting from a team that was in financial turmoil and being tossed around by the likes of Porto and Benfica to not only one of the most feared and respected teams in Portugal, but also the whole of Europe, winning the first league title for Sporting in 19 years back in 2021 and winning a second earlier this year. And this season he has the club with 11 out of 11 games won this season and are set atop of the Portuguese league. And with him just having beaten Manchester City and Pep Guardiola in the Champions League, United fans will be delighted to have such a young and exciting manager. And what makes him such an exciting manager is his tactics and the way he sets up his team. He plays a 3-4-3 where the wingback played more as like wingers and the 2 compact number 10s behind a single striker. What makes his attack so good is that it becomes so fluid when they're in possession, and the interchange between the forefront players is amazing. It becomes like a 4 up top because Morita pushes up as a 10, while the 6, usually Humoyland, and the center back play as a double pivot in build up. And when Sporting get out of the first phase and push higher up into the attack, that's when the center back that pushed up into the double pivot, that's when he goes back into the back 3. This allows for the wing backs to be so high and wide and have 4 attacking players that can interchange in the middle. But the question is, how will these tactics transfer over to United? Well, let's take a quick look, because overall the players at United and the players at Sporting are very similar players. At Sporting, he had one of the number 10s, usually Paulinho, act like a second striker to Gyökeres, and this can be how he plays with Bruno and Højlund as the 2 up top, because Bruno's a goal threat from midfield. The other midfielder was Trincao, who stayed up at the 10 position alongside Morita, and for United a player who could do this is Amad Diallo. Just like Trincao, he's left footed, but the thing is he's also good in tight spaces, unlike players like Rashford and Garnacho, who aren't as good at tight spaces players and are more in behind space type players. Another problem that he might have is in the 6, because for Sporting, Humoyland as the 6 had a very big role, and especially when it came to the build up. So I don't know, maybe Ugarte will step up and become that trusty number 6 just like he was at Sporting, but we're gonna have to see and find out. But the last problem I want to talk about is the fullbacks, because I mentioned earlier the fullbacks are really important in Amorim's system because they were the ones who kept the width. But with United, their 2 left backs, Shaw and Malacia, are always injured, which will force one of the right backs, either Dallo or Mazraoui, to play on the left, which isn't really ideal for Amorim's system. But we'll see how Amorim deals with this, because great managers know how to make the most of what they have. And looking at his pedigree as a manager in his short career, there is no reason to think that he can't. But yeah, let me know down in the comments your opinions on Amorim, and do you think he will succeed at Manchester United? And with that being said, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, because best believe we are here to take over.